The White House is one of the most recognized buildings in our nation. Prior to the seat of government being in Washington, D.C., it was in New York City and Philadelphia. In 1791, George Washington selected the land and chose Irish architect James Hoban to build the White House. The White House was completed in 1800, but Washington never lived in the White House as he governed in New York City and Philadelphia. John Adams was the first president to reside in the White House. In 1801, Thomas Jefferson added east and west colonnades to the White House to create a covered pathway from the White House to the executive buildings. On August 24, 1814, the British troops burned down the White House in the War of 1812. Dolly Madison snatched the portrait of George Washington off the wall, saving it from the violent flames, and James Hoban once again oversaw the building reconstruction of the White House. In 1824, James Monroe built the South Portico. In 1829, Andrew Jackson built the North Portico. In 1902, Theodore Roosevelt built the West Wing, moving the Oval Office and enlarged the dining room. He replaced the Victorian-era designs and updated the plumbing, electric, and installed the new elevator. In 1902, William Taft moved the Oval Office. In 1927, Calvin Coolidge turned the attic into the third floor, replacing the wood trusses with steel, rebuilt the roof, and added a solarium over the South Portico. In 1922, Franklin D. Roosevelt added an indoor swimming pool. In 1934, he expanded the West Wing, relocated the Oval Office, and built a full basement. And in 1942, he expanded the East Wing, creating a two-story office and built an underground bunker. Harry Truman gutted the interior of the White House after a piano fell through the floor. He replaced the interior framework with steel and concrete. He also added 2 sub-basements and 6 new rooms. He updated the plumbing, the electric, the heating system, and redesigned the interior and updated the chandeliers. This renovation lasted from 1948 to 1952. In 1962, John F. Kennedy updated the interior design, added the Rose Garden, and constructed the Situation Room. In 1970, Richard Nixon converted the swimming pool into the press briefing room, added a 1-lane bowling alley, and remodeled the Blue Room. Barack Obama converted the tennis court into a basketball court and remodeled the Oval Office and the dining room. Donald Trump is adding a ballroom onto the East Wing that will accommodate 999 guests. This is because the White House does not have room to accommodate guests for events. They have to put up a tent on the lawn to host large events. This is inconvenient when it rains or is cold, not to mention rather tacky. This video has been brought to you by the Eagle and the Dove podcast. Thank you for watching.